scrolling through the Shade Room today and came across this video. I don't know when this was actually posted. Today. 8 hours ago, I guess.
Relevant.
Yeah, very relevant. So basically, there's this couple. I guess they were talking about their joint finances. And the woman is doing all the talking in the video. And the man is just like beside her, nodding in like agreement with whatever she's saying. But basically, she's talking about how they pay their bills. And she starts off by saying that they both pay their bills, but then things take a turn for the worse because the conversation, all of a sudden, she says her money gets directly deposited into this man's account so they could have all the money in one place. And then he gives her an allowance
of $100 a week.
Yes. Of $100 a week of her own money.
I hope he buys her a Metro Pass separately because anyway, go on.
Assuming they're Canadian. And then she puts in there, oh, you know, if I need more, I can ask for more, but usually it's just $100. And then she talks about how the reason for this is so that he can handle all the finances.
In one place.
So all the money can be in one place. And so he handles all the finances as a man should.
And that's, so I didn't listen.
Okay. I was just like, this video, okay, you start.
As much as
you start.
Believe in attentive listening, I did not. So at the end of the video, I was okay with everything because I didn't hear the part where she said direct deposit into his account. I thought she said direct deposit into an account where everything is together, like how she said everything's together in his account makes it easier. I just thought she said into an account to make everything easier, everything's together. And he gives me an allowance. So I didn't think anything of it. I know people who do something similar. What got me was at the end when she said, so he can take care of the finances as a man should. And that's where I was like, what? Because I know that for everyone, for me, like everyone's situation is different and everyone has different financial responsibilities. Everyone deals with finances in a different way. Like some people are not responsible and are very bad spenders. She may very well be like that. However, now that I've heard that she said in direct deposit into his account, that's where I have a problem because she has no access to his account. That's a no for me.
Yeah.
Right?
Like,
joint account I can deal with
because
she has access to it. If she needs access to it, she can do her thing. If they want to put restrictions on a joint account, there's also like, so if she's bad with finances and the restriction is that they both have to be there to take out the money together, then that's a restriction that makes sense. You know, neither of them can take out money unless they're together.
Right.
Right. And if she knows that, then she wouldn't have a problem going with him to the bank and taking out the money that he needs together.
Right.
Whatever it is. Right. So I'm okay with that type of thing. And then if he's better with the finances, then great. He can take care of it. Good. I don't care about that. But to say that a man, that's where like a man should take care of it because as a man should, that's where I'm like, I know plenty of men that aren't good with money. Like, what do you mean as a man should?
Right.
How many stories have we heard where
men gambling away all the money or
a man has died and because the wife let him take care of the finances and never blinked twice at it, finds out that, oh, my husband left me in $100,000 in debt where I thought we paid off the house. The house is not paid off because we remortgaged it 100 years
5
ago.
million times.
And I have no money for my retirement. And on top of it, I owe $800,000 because I let my man take care of it. You know what I mean? Like we've heard this story plenty of times, especially with like the baby boomers. Like it was more prevalent, I would say.
Yeah, you have no, like, you let the man take care of everything, and then, you know, say, even whether it's a death or, like, something comes up and you have no clue.
He's a gambler.
Or he has a whole other life.
A whole other family.
Like, and there's, like, been money, like, being, like, siphoned out of the account. You have no idea. I have a lot of issues with this video. Some of you've touched upon. for me, like, there's a lot of triggers in this video, actually. First of all, from the moment she said that she has her money directly deposited into his account, like, alarm bells just started going off.
If I heard that, then that would have been for
I
me
was
as well.
like, oh my God, this woman is out of control, like, literally, like, no control over her finances. Because, I mean, yes, the video is a very short snippet, and we don't know if she has access to his account. We don't know, you know, she claims that he's investing this money that they're not using for bills, but she has no idea.
Generally, you don't. So generally,
It's not a joint account if it's his account. It's his account.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that right there is problematic for me. You know, she's obviously, you know, she said her paycheck, so she obviously is employed. So she's working for her coins.
We also don't know who makes more.
Exactly.
Like, what if she's a doctor and
he's like, I don't know, like a janitor. We don't know.
Yeah.
Like, and there's a financial imbalance, and he's, yes, controlling the finances because maybe he is better with money, but there's a situation that could arise here where, like, something could go awry, and it just screams, like, I just see, like, red flags all over the place when I heard that about the whole,
maybe the odd relationship where everything's perfect, and that's great, and they're gonna have an amazing life, and there's gonna be no problems, and he's making all the right choices financially. Great. I'm so happy that worked out for them.
I just don't have enough trust in my heart to ever just hand over my hard-earned money to somebody and just be like, oh, just give me $100 a week to live my life. Like, what? I also feel no.
It's an irresponsible statement to make like that. Like, I don't know if there was more to it. Obviously, that's what we saw, but I don't know if there are more clips that it was a longer clip and it was like, this works for us, but not for everyone. Mm-hmm. I think that's a more responsible thing, and I can get behind that, because you know what, if that's what works for you guys, and it's, you guys have been together 20 years, and
although I would gather that it's not, because the way she ended that video about how he should be taking care of the finances as a man should.
You weren't with a man that long. No, it's not nice. But, you know, like, no, but maybe it does work for them. Like, we don't know that.
Yeah.
But I think it's irresponsible to just make that a blanket statement, because it's not the majority of the time, and it's not the majority of the people. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, that is a very small population.
Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, like,
that being said,
allegedly, like, investing this money. Okay, yeah, great, fine. Do you have access to those investments? Do you know what the investments are in? Have you had a say in what this money is being invested in, or are you just blindly allowing him to invest your money in God knows what? Mm-hmm. You know, like, yeah, you don't know. We don't know if you know. Like, that's the whole situation is, like, extremely problematic for me. Like, I
that being said, you have a kid, and you're in a long-term relationship. How do you guys deal with your finances?
We have, like, specific bills that we each pay.
Like, you guys have divvied everything up.
Yeah. So it's fair that way. Mm-hmm. We have our own accounts. Mm-hmm. There's no, like, we don't have a joint account of any kind. And it works fine. All the bills get paid. Like, we have, like, all our things sorted out.
And then what you guys want to spend money on separately, you guys spend money on separately.
We just spend on separately.
And if you make
we've never been in a situation where it's like, you spent this and then the other person doesn't have. Like, it's not.
No one's ever for want. No, my question was going to be, and I think I already know the answer because I can't think of a time where you've ever complained about it, but has there ever been a time where someone has spent, let's say, like $2,000 on something without consulting the other person, and then it was like, what? Or is it like, you spend your money where you spend your money? Like,
yeah, as long as everything, like, I think we have a mutual like understanding that as long as the bills are paid,
then you can buy whatever you want.
Like, and it's not a situation where, like, there's going to be, like, a negative impact
on the family
mm-hmm. by spending whatever amount of money it is that you are spending, then it's fine. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah,
no, ours is, we're slightly different. Like, we both have our own accounts, and it just happens that we both actually almost make roughly around the same amount, so mm-hmm. things aren't as uneven or unbalanced in any way for us.
Mm-hmm.
Once he moved in, and now, like, because obviously we have the house, we opened a joint account, and we made an agreement that we were both going to put in the same amount into the account every month.
Mm-hmm.
And then our bills and mortgage and all that good stuff comes, like any of our joint bills. So we both pay our own phone bills.
Right.
Like he pays his phone bill, I pay my phone bill. He pays his car insurance. I don't have a car, so I don't pay car insurance. What else does he pay on his own? Obviously, if he wants to get like, what's that thing called? Like PlayStation year subscription, he has to pay for those like little things.
Right.
You know, so any of his extracurricular, he pays for himself. I pay for myself.
Yeah.
When it comes to joint things, the internet, we don't have cable, the internet, and then our home bills. That's basically all we have together. We pay out of this account, and whatever stays in there is our joint savings. We don't use it. So the money that goes into that account never gets used for anything but our joint finances. And then when it comes to paying groceries and stuff, we pay from our own accounts. We just split it. So we pay half and half. So if it's $300 for groceries that week, month, whatever, he pays $150, I pay $150 from our own account, not from the joint.
Oh, okay.
Right? So that's why I was saying like, okay, fine. Okay, fine. They have like a joint thing going on. It works, whatever, great. But when it was to his account, I was like, nope, I can't get behind that. You know what I mean? Like,
no, it's too much control. For me.
It's
just too much control.
I don't even think I can give up my own.
I don't have enough like trust of any human being to be like, here, take my money that I've worked so hard for and spend it as you will and invest it your own way. I trust you. Like, no,
I know. I 100% agree. And for us, and I think it's the same for you guys, we have our own savings as well. Like, and as like, sometimes he'll tell me how much he has in his savings, and I kind of tell him, so he kind of has an idea. We do have our own savings, and it's our own thing, and it kind of gives us more of a sense of individuality and our own kind of like life almost.
Identity,
right? And that's why we have agreed on a set amount that goes into the joint account, because then it gives us a joint savings. And as much as we don't have like a set what's it called, goal for that money, it's kind of just
it's just there
in case, right? Like, I didn't work for these 2 years, and it kind of gave us like a security blanket. Like, okay, if we can't pay, like for whatever reason he didn't make enough at work, which he hasn't not, but if he couldn't, it would be there to pay the mortgage, right? Like, it's never for fun. It's never like, oh, we're going on a date night, let's take this money out. Oh, we're going to the cottage, when we go to the cottage, he pays half, I pay half from our personal account. You know what I mean? Like, so this
video is just like,
it's all too much.
Like, for me, like,
you've literally lost your.
It's complete, and like there's no independence. Like, she's like completely. She has no autonomy. She has no financial autonomy.
Yeah,
like none. Like,
that I can't.
Is controlling all the money. Like, the fact that you have to ask him for the money that you've worked for to have your weekly allowance.
And again, I've like I said, if it was a joint account, I can understand that.
It's his.
I know. But I'm saying, if it was a joint account, I could agree with it, because maybe they've discussed that she's bad at. She's
whatever money,
a gambler. She spends too much money. This is the way that they're going to be able to grow as a couple, as a family. I get that, but to go directly into his account, I agree with you. I cannot agree with that at all.
Yeah.
In this sense, like,
especially when she's actively working. Like, it's not a situation where she's not doing anything, and she's like just at home and he's making all the money. It's not like that. Like, that's a little bit different, because then it's like, he's the one that's working and he's making the money, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like,
even I think about. I know that's not it. Even I think about the money, like, in situations where, okay, so my boyfriend is a big gamer, so he will pre-order any video game console. He pre-orders it, and 2 of them came out at the same time, and we all know that video game consoles are, like 500, 600, 700 plus. It depends on what you're buying, right? And to buy 2 of them at the same time,
that's like $1,500 essentially.
Yeah, especially if it happens that you're buying at a time where you have to buy it in a package, because they were doing that during COVID. You had to buy things in a package. It's a lot of money. And to think that, like, you would have to ask to save that money. Like, if I'm only getting $100 a month, there's no way I'm buying... Or a week, that's $400 a month. I'm not buying that system. I have to save for like 2 years to get those 2 systems. You know what I mean? Like, and obviously in my boyfriend's situation, he was able to save that on his own as long as he was able to cover our, I'm going to say our bill payments.
As long as the bills are paid, it shouldn't be a situation where you're like, oh,
yeah,
can I have my money? Like,
I can go out as much as I want as long as I can afford it with my money.
Yeah.
But if I ran out of money because I was going out all the time, and I said, hey, I want to go out with Simone, he'd be like,
no,
you've wasted all your money on going out anyway. Now you have to wait till next month. Like, that's your business.
Yeah.
And I think that's 100% fair.
Yeah.
Because it is reckless at that point.
Yeah. Like, if it's exactly. If you're having to ask your person for money to go do entertaining things and because you've used up your money for entertaining, like, now at that point you're like,
that's irresponsible.
Yeah, now you're like, what are you doing? Like, you shouldn't have to be asking for extra entertainment money.
But when you're getting $100 in allowance, she can literally buy a Starbucks
for like a couple days, and that's about it.
Like,
maybe an Uber Eats. If she what? Who? Like, where are they living in Pennsylvania? Like, I don't know. Where would that money go long? Like, I don't know. Alabama? Like, I don't know. It's too much for me. Like, I just don't have the...
It would go far if she was getting, like, 99-cent menu at McDonald's in the States.
Yeah. But I highly... like, this whole situation...
But she looked pretty healthy, so I don't think that's what she was...
Situation's garbage, man. Like, I think she also might be a little bit... Like, her, what's the word I'm looking for? Her values are not in alignment with our values.
No, by
just
no
by,
means.
like, the way that she worded the end of that video about how a man should be taking care of the finances. And we've already discussed how not every man is good at finances. So that's a reach in itself.
Not every man is built equal.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's reckless to even say such a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Yeah, I feel bad for her.
But what were you saying about, like, the faces that he was making in that? Like,
I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just me being like...
A lot of people commented that as well.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for me, it was just the way, his demeanor in the way that, like, how the video was recorded. Like, she's talking and saying, oh, like, he does this and whatever. And he's just, like, laid back. And he has this, like, at one point in the video, he has this, like, this smirk on his face that just didn't sit right with me. Like, is
it like a victory smile or something?
Like like, I got this, like, you know what I mean? Okay. Like, kind of thing. Like, I was just like, oh, I don't know what the motivation is behind this demeanor, but I don't know, maybe I'm reading into things too much.
See, for me, his face was more like, it was almost like he didn't even really care to agree with her. Like, that's kind of what I got from his face. But then I was like, okay, well, I don't get this video then if he's not even agreeing with her. Like, that's what it seemed, which means, like, but then you would be right if that's, in fact, the truth, that he didn't agree with her, because then it's like, so he's just taking advantage, clearly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, it just, like, for me, that, like, the energy that I was getting from it was, like almost like a sly kind of, like, ha 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 kind of thing.
But then it's like, was this a joke video taken out of context at that point?
Yeah, like, and I don't even know if he was, like, I don't know if it's just me or, like, what, but I just felt like this ick.
Mm-hmm. Well, we already discussed in many a video that we hate men. No.
Oh, God. Yeah, it was just like a weird feeling, like, I don't know, like, there's something is amiss,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, have you seen this video? Well, I don't know if we're gonna link it down.
We definitely
maybe
are
we'll
gonna.
put it in the
We're gonna put
video
like a window.
somehow.
Maybe
Yeah,
we're gonna figure out something like that.
Stuff, so.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
But yeah, like, how do you guys feel? How do you guys deal with finances? What
In a couple, yeah.
Yeah, in a couple, obviously. I imagine
I have a joint account.
I have a joint account with myself. I can take out money whenever I want. I give myself $100 as allowance.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Yeah, how does it work out for you? How do you feel? Do you feel that a man should be taking care of it, or should women, or should both be equally responsible?
Yeah.
What do you feel? How do you
let us know?
Yeah.
Do you agree with what she's saying? Can you give us some insight and another opinion maybe that we're not looking at or realizing from, like, I don't know, like own individual bias that we may not be aware of?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let us know. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, like and subscribe.
Yes, like and subscribe. Do not forget that part. Bye.
Bye.